morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on Wednesday, June 29th, and it's time for the morning briefing. Snapshot of the region. The updated numbers from the unaccompanied children are as of earlier this week. No changes to our declarations. We have updated the numbers for our ongoing damage assessments, and no fire management grant requests received in the last 24 hours. So now as we switch over to the geo platform this morning, we have some rain out there. Brian is going to tell us all about that here in just a moment. No changes at the national level, both are at level 4 steady state. Same here with the region, both level 4 steady state. All of our EOCs remain at level 4. Louisiana does have a crisis action team on standby if they're needed. Looking at our management teams this morning, Team 1 remains deployed to Texas. Team 2 is green and available if we need them. Shelters this morning, Texas continues to have one shelter. Early update this morning shows 64 occupants. That's down from 90 overnight. Looking at power outages this morning, Arkansas 200, down from 2,000 overnight. Louisiana 430, down from 14,600. New Mexico 14, down from 4,200. Oklahoma 100, down from 17,000. And Texas 1,800, down from 47,000 overnight. A reminder that we do have our picnic, and I'll show you a slide here in just a moment about that. Now, turn it over to Brian.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Yes, we do have some showers and thunderstorms over the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles and working their way into northwest Oklahoma this morning. That activity was fairly intense earlier this morning, and it's starting to decrease in intensity, and we'll continue that trend over the next few hours. Not really expecting any major impacts from that activity. Later on this afternoon, though, we will have an isolated shot for some severe storms over in northern Oklahoma. As far as the rivers are concerned, things continue to improve overall, and we still just have that one moderate point down in southeast Texas. And as you can see from the 5-day forecast of rainfall, very little rainfall is forecast over East Texas and southeast Texas over the next 5 days, so that improving trend will continue. Tropics are quiet right now and expected to remain that way over the next 5 days. Taking a look at the hazards for the next 5 days, we do have, as I mentioned, a isolated shot for some severe storms and locally heavy rain in northern Oklahoma this afternoon and evening, and much of the same for tomorrow afternoon and evening. And then the story turns to the heat over eastern portions of the region on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As we get into the holiday weekend, we're going to have some very intense heat indices over east and south Texas and western Louisiana. So for today, just isolated strong to severe storms and possibly some flash flooding. You can see that dark green area is just nudging into northern Oklahoma there in the lower right panel. That's generally where we're expecting some stronger storms to kick out. And then some stronger, heavier rainfall amounts over western Oklahoma there in the lower left-hand corner. Looking at tomorrow, very similar, although it does sag a little bit further south and gets into the Texas Panhandle and northeast New Mexico. And again, that'll just be very isolated in nature, damaging winds and hail, and possibly some heavier rain showers. You can see, especially there along the Oklahoma-Kansas border and north central Oklahoma, we could see some locally heavy rain and flash flooding in that area. For Friday, as I mentioned, the story really turns to the heat index over essentially east of the I-35 corridor down into for Texas, and then working its way into western Louisiana. We're going to see heat index values of 105 to 110 degrees, so definitely very uncomfortable. And that trend will continue as we work our way into the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. The drought monitor will give you an update tomorrow, but bottom line, still no major impacts there. Space weather is fairly quiet with no impacts to the region, and that's all I've got unless there's any questions.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. If you have any questions, you know what to do. There's our events going on around the region today and for the rest of the week. Reminder of our picnic again on Thursday. There we go. Oh, and there's Yogi looking for a picnic basket. And today is National Parchment Day and National Waffle Iron Day. So, the question for today is, how many types of aircraft are used to put out fires? Alright, I'm seeing a couple of answers come in. And we have a couple of correct answers. Aircraft don't put out fires. The best they can do is slow it down so the folks on the ground can get a handle on it. Ones that fly. Good job, Pete. Trick question. Any questions this morning? We'll put the PowerPoint up there in just a moment. No questions, everyone. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.